All right, and we are live. That's perfect timing. That was perfect timing. You got that off right before
Ooh.
we came live, and definitely you are on the Island of Relevancy. And what an island it is! Like, what a time it is to be on this island because we're getting some good stuff right now. Like, there are a lot of people who have opposing opinions, but I'm having a great time watching wrestling. What about you, Frank?
I'm having a phenomenal time watching wrestling when I get to actually watch wrestling.
Touche.
It's been a week. Whew. But
Yeah,
man,
watching it live is hard. Like watching it live for me is become a little bit difficult, but I try to get it when I can.
you got a rough month. I had a rough week. Yeah, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. And you know what I'm enjoying? I'm enjoying the stuff that's going on outside of it that's attached to it. Like I started watching the Cody podcast with Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith.
Kevin,
That'd be an interesting podcast.
that'll be a good one actually.
But with Kevin Owens, and it's like, you know, I like that the lines are blurred now. Well, actually, there's no lines anymore. It's not like, you know, we hate each other in the ring, but we're not friends. But we're, you know what? I like that that's gone for the most part.
Yeah.
Especially getting updates on Kevin, and I'm like 20 minutes into the podcast, so you know, they do like their drink, so that's good.
Yeah. I didn't watch the whole thing. I caught maybe the first 10 or so minutes of it, but then I tried to catch some Ironheart, but that wasn't working either. It was a rough day for me.
I have not even tried that yet. That's on my docket for the week.
Yeah, the Ironheart wasn't like nothing at my job was really working for me as far as like internet today, which is why I didn't get a chance to really catch up on anything. I was lucky to even get into Discord and do anything online. Like I have terrible signal on my phone in my building, so and our Wi-Fi was just like we have a Wi-Fi puck because like they don't want anything on the network.
Yep.
Like on so
Yep.
it is what it is.
Matt has to deal with that. I think I forget who he works for, but it's contract. I think it's I want to say Lockheed Martin, but I might be wrong. But I know that he goes and he has to put his phone in like a thing, and then he goes into a room because he like programming and stuff. I think.
Yeah.
He'll kill me for not knowing what he does, but like he don't have his cell phone, so if he has to talk to me, it's got to be through Facebook Messenger, which is a weird like. That's okay. You could get Facebook, but you can't have your cell phone in the text, and it just. It was funny because when we got our WrestleMania tickets, I'm texting him and I forgot, and he's messaging me on Facebook, and I don't have that turned on. I have that muted because, like, I don't talk to people there. More and more now, people are starting to like, you know, hockey teams and whatnot. They'll message there for East, but like he's messaging me there, and I'm like, leave the room and get on your phone.
That's pretty funny. Me and my wife message each other on so many different messaging services. It's either WhatsApp. Like she sends pictures on WhatsApp. We talk through Facebook Messenger. We also text. It's a mess. It is a mess.
But WhatsApp isn't bad. I talked to a guy in England I used to work with at another company. He lives in England. I talked to him through WhatsApp. Great.
Yes. Overseas WhatsApp is actually like when I lived in Germany, that's when I found out about WhatsApp. And that's the number one way to talk to anybody if you are in different continents. Because every other way is expensive.
Yeah.
Unless both of you have iPhones, and then iMessage
right
works that way too. But enough to talk about technology. Let's talk about some wrestling. Let's get into SmackDown and Road Dogg, you are trying to win me over. You're trying to win me over, Road Dogg, because this was a good episode of SmackDown, capped one of the greatest finishes of SmackDown that I think I've ever seen, except for if you're CM Punk and you just had to lay there for about 20 minutes and just look uncomfortable.
Look, we start SmackDown off with LA Knight, and it was good. And he
Yes.
did, he did his thing, and he talked his talk, and he Paul Heyman came out and he told Heyman he better go away before something bad happened to him, and Heyman squared up, and Heyman was like, "Nah, I am out of here," and that's fine. That was fine. And then Breaker and Reed came out, and LA got a chair, swung him around, got him out of there. LA Knight stood tall.
There is something about Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed standing next to each other at the top of the aisle. They just look so imposing. It's like you see those two guys and you're like, oh shit, I'm about to get my ass kicked. Like I'm about to get beat up, and like they are so scary looking when they just stand there. And we're definitely going to talk about it a little bit later when we get into Seth Rollins, but I don't know. I love their presentation, but I don't know. LA Knight, I might be coming around. I think they're actually doing something with them now.
I hope so. I hope
think
so,
so.
because the crowd has been behind them for so long, and there's another wrestler that the crowd has been behind that finally is getting some payoff that we'll talk about in a little bit when we get to the other show, which I'm so glad to see. But we get to our first match of the night, and damn, was that a good match. Alexa and Asuka, and honestly, I wasn't sure which way the match was going to go. My heart said Alexa. That was a hell of and it was a long match too. They didn't just give them 5-10 minutes. They gave them, I don't want to say a couple commercial breaks, because the whole freaking show's a commercial break, but
yeah.
This is a hell of a solid match to start the night off.
Yeah. So this whole King and Queen of the Ring tournament has been fantastic. I think we didn't have a show last week, so we didn't really get to talk about the Fatal 4-Ways too much.
No.
But every single match in this King or Queen tournament has been phenomenal. I don't think there's been one bad match out of any of the Fatal 4-Ways, any of the quarterfinals. And the good thing about it all is that you really couldn't tell who was going to win, because there's a story for everyone to win. And that is not easy to do, especially with such a short turnaround from the last pay-per-view to Night of Champions this weekend.
I get that
which
money.
Is, boy, we gonna get there. But this was a good match, and the right person won. I think Asuka. And the thing about wrestling, or the thing about WWE, is it's all about the matchup. So if Alexa would have won, then I think maybe the outcome of the other match would have been a little bit different. But because Asuka won, you're thinking of like what's going to be the money match in the finals.
And I like that.
I was surprised that there too, actually.
I like that all 4 of the matches are all baby faces. They're all, and that doesn't happen like that. You always seem to have a baby face and a heel, and a good guy and a bad guy. And they didn't do it that way. They booked all good guys, and it worked. I think Alexa winning is going to put her into a program with Charlotte, whether they're friends and going after tag belts, or they go into a program where they're at each other.
Hilariously enough, B-Fab and Michin were still talking about being tag team champions. So every week, this is. At first, I thought I was the only one who caught on to it, but like they are saying it more vocally every week, which makes it even more comical now that Liv is injured and Raquel is walking around with both titles. It's like, what really are you guys going to do with those women tag team titles? But B-Fab and Michin, or Beechin, as I'm going to call them from this point forward, Beechin, they really want those tag team titles. They haven't done anything. They haven't had matches to earn it, but they keep saying it in the back. Like, they're like, hey, one of these days we're gonna get our wish. The one dream that we have in wrestling is to be women's tag team champions. Boy,
Um, yeah, yeah, I don't know. I don't think you really need to like earn your title shots anymore, as we'll see.
no.
And then we get ready for our second match of the night, right? We have Aleister Black rising up from the grave with Kit Wilson in the ring already. We didn't even see Kit Wilson, thank you, commercial break, come out as Pretty Deadly versus Kit Wilson for Pretty Deadly versus Aleister Black. However, Ron Killings showed up and just STF the F out of Kit Wilson, but Aleister Black just standing there like, why did I sign here again? Why did I come back to WWE?
I mean, I guess he got paid, so
Hey, he did.
He got paid for absolutely nothing. He got to walk down to the ring. He got to lay down on this little contraption and stand up and walk down to the ring and
I guess to hang out with his wife more.
Yeah, of course. I mean, who wouldn't? She's the women's United States champion, and she also looks like Zelina Vega. So
that match doesn't happen.
No, which had me intrigued. Like,
it was interesting.
Where are we going with this? Where are we going with this? Because it was so random.
It was totally random. And then you got Jamie Noble coming out and like talking truth down. He did his. He was Scarlett Johansson. He was Black Widow. And Ron Killings was the Hulk, and there he is. He's holding his hand out, and he's talking down like the Hulk.
It was like he put his hand on his ears and was like, "It's all right, man. It's all right." And I was just like, "What is happening right now?"
All he had to do was say, "The sun's getting low, Ron." I would have lost it. Done.
Hilarious, because like I thought he was gonna STF. I thought he was gonna put Jamie Noble in the STF. I was like,
Jamie Noble's gonna try and kiss him.
Right.
We're in a whole new age of wrestling now.
Hey, you never know.
Then we have another odd segment that worked. Cody's music hits. Okay, we're going to hear Cody do some talking because he's really good at talking. Cody comes down to the ring. And before Cody could get a word out, here comes the yeet. Jey Uso comes down. Jey Uso starts talking, and Jey Uso gives some stuff. Here comes another music. Sami Zayn comes down, and Sami starts talking. And Cody's just standing there. And then
confused.
We get another hit of music, and down comes Randy Orton. And Randy Orton said some stuff. He said,
Sami. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was looking for it. He said, someday Sami Zayn will be world champion, but SummerSlam's not that day.
Correct.
And he said he didn't care if he had to go through him or Cody to get back to John Cena.
Great foreshadowing.
Yes. And it was just weird that Cody didn't say a word. Nothing. He just stood there smiling.
Yep. Just kind of looking. It wasn't his night.
It wasn't.
Cody, it wasn't your night.
Now, at the Fanatics Fest thing over the weekend that they had in New York, Cody did an interview. Cody said, I got about 1 to 3 years left as a babyface, and then people are going to be sick of me, and it'll be time to turn heel. Straight out. Just threw it out there. Maybe it's not a year?
I was about to say 1 to 3 years is...
That's a long...
generous.
Yeah.
Because I will say, this John Cena thing hasn't helped Cody as much as WWE hoped it would. No. Because there aren't too many people... Like when Roman beat Cody, the world was like, he's going to get him next year. Right, he's gonna finish his story. Now it's just like, we kind of don't need you, Cody, because we really want to ride with that guy. We want to ride with Cena, even though he's spitting in our face. We want to cheer John Cena because Cody, the last few interactions with John Cena, hasn't gotten the greatest reaction. I mean, his music's always going to get him reaction. That WWE has to get out of this notion. If you have good music, you're going to get a reaction. Chad Gable gets a great reaction with the "You Suck" to his music. Seth Rollins still gets a great reaction with his music. When Cody's music hits, you can't help but just go nuts because it is that Randy Orton, same effect. Like certain music has that certain effect, but once they start talking, you get a totally different vibe. And I've noticed that with Cody.
100%. 100%. So Cody doesn't talk, and then we get right into this Sami Zayn versus Randy Orton match. And again,
Good match.
Another good match. Really good match.
Good match.
I could see Sami being a champion by WrestleMania 42. Wait, 42? 42. Right?
2? Yes, 2. 42.
Okay.
42. Yes.
Right. That's right, because the greatest WrestleMania of all time was in Philadelphia, WrestleMania 40. In the Super Bowl champion Eagles Stadium. I just wanted to throw that out there in case Kenny pops in.
For sure.
But anyway, this is a great match. And honestly, I thought Sami was winning to go forward. I thought we were going to get Sami versus Cody or Sami versus Jay. I wasn't sure.
All great matches.
But we get Orton pinning Sami. A lot of great false finishes in this one. I like the decision to put Orton forward. If Orton were to win, Orton versus Cena seems we did that already, right? Like, I know John Cena's John Cena said in a recent interview that the 39 dates that he said are the 39 dates. They're not adding any more dates to this.
Correct.
Like, he's not going to just sneakily add a few more, because I was wondering, well, wait, is he not going to come through Philadelphia on his farewell tour? They're doing a Raw here August 18th. They just announced like a week or two ago. He's not scheduled for it.
I mean,
he's scheduled to go to, I think, Ireland right after that. So he's not going to do that here.
A much better place to wear is green than Philly. But no, I mean,
touche.
Randy Cena, we've seen it a million times. I don't mind seeing it again, but I don't think it's gonna. I don't see Randy winning the King of the Ring. I don't mind it. Like, honestly, I don't mind anybody. Like this. That's how good the roster is right now. Anyone really can't. Sami winning, I would have been okay with that.
Yep.
Randy, Jay, Cody, it doesn't matter who wins. I think there's a story with all of those matches.
I agree.
Which is why I think they had baby faces, because they didn't want, like, we all know a heel's not going to go up against John Cena unless it's Logan Paul.
I think a baby face chasing a heel for the belt is always going to be the better draw than a heel chasing a baby face for a belt. Always going to be better. When
Correct.
Seth Rollins finally gets his hands, I actually think Seth Rollins should take Cena's belt, not the belt Gunther has, because he's been there, done that.
I think he will, though. Like,
that's what but
I think
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Not Cena, but I think he's going to go after that title maybe after Cena retires, because I mean he has until next year, Money in the Bank, you know.
Right.
But great, just it was a phenomenal match. And the finish leads to another potential storyline because of, Sami not pulling the trigger. And, Randy doing what Randy does, saying, I'm going to do anything it takes to get there. And he did anything it takes. He took the necessary steps, even though Sami's his boy, even though, they probably barbecue on the weekends and stuff.
Same thing Kevin Owens did with Cody at first. Kevin Owens pulled back, didn't pull it all out.
Yep. And he paid the price.
Yes, he did.
What's going on, Matt? I mean, there is only one podcast chief. and I acknowledge him. There you go. There's only one. Rank the podcast chief.
Then we had a hell of another look. I'm not a Nia Jax fan. You know that? Not a fan. She came out and gave a great promo. And Tiffany Stratton came out and answered her. And we're going to go last woman standing match next week, right? And then what does Nia do? Nia beats the balls off of her. I mean, Nia just eviscerated her in the ring. And here comes Naomi. Here comes Naomi with the briefcase. And for a couple seconds, I went, oh, okay. And then Nia was like, no. And I was like,
no.
Damn, okay.
That wasn't the time. Great tease, but not the time.
Yes.
You know how I feel about Nia.
I know.
I love me some Nia Jax.
I
think she has been on a I think she's been on such a great tear since she came back to the WWE. And at first when she got rehired, I was like, why did they rehire her? I wasn't the biggest fan of the end of her last run or her first run with the company. But since she's came back, she's been phenomenal. And now have we seen Tiffany and Nia Jax a billion times? They've never actually had a proper chance to finish their story, right? Because other things came into play. They've had matches, but they haven't actually gotten a chance. Like Nia's never really gotten her one-uppance on Tiffany Stratton. Now, do I think she's going to win this match? Probably not.
Probably not. And you're probably going to get another briefcase tease.
Yep.
I think the moment that Naomi cashes that briefcase in is going to be a thunderous pop. Like she's going to get that monster pop. Even though she's a heel, she's going to get that monster pop. And she deserves it for all the work she's put in.
Correct.
Matt, you're fucking horrible tonight.
I'm looking forward to that match. I think that's going to be a good match.
I think it is too. And I'm actually going to be able to see it. No, wait, I might not. Damn. Anyway. And then we go into another match that started out with a little backstage confrontation between Charlotte and Chelsea Green. Charlotte and Chelsea Green going to have a match. It wasn't a bad match either.
So what I never realized is how big Chelsea Green is.
Yeah.
She's not because Charlotte usually kind of towers over a lot of the women in the division, right? She always looks like, oh man, I'm so much of a better athlete than you. I'm so much bigger than you. Like when she had the match with Sasha and Bailey, I think is the closest of the four horsewomen to her size. When she stood next to Chelsea Green, she kind of looked small. Like Chelsea looks healthy. That's what I will say. In the best way. She is a boy. That is one.
That's a good way to put it.
That is one fit woman. And she she should have beat Charlotte, but she didn't.
No.
Good match.
No.
Good match.
And Charlotte had her up in the figure 12 or whatever her move was called.
Yeah.
The figure, and then in comes Piper Niven with a hell of a freaking elbow drop, right?
Okay. The internet, she hit her with a senton. The internet was like, Piper, what are you doing? Yes, because she dropped her whole body with her. Piper, that's so irresponsible, blah, blah, blah. That's the way the move was supposed to happen. Charlotte was supposed to have let go of the figure eight.
Right.
Everybody was blaming Piper and saying and Piper had a really funny tweet the next day. She was like, Charlotte, Charlotte is really healthy. I just know next time I have to actually really put some weight on it. Like it was really a real funny tweet. That was paraphrasing. It wasn't, that wasn't what she said. Right. But she said something to that effect. And I thought it was pretty funny because that lets me know that Charlotte's actually healthy, right? Because if she was really injured, like the internet, she's irresponsible, she could have really injured her.
Yeah.
That move was supposed to go down the way it went down. Charlotte is supposed to let go of the move to not have your knees in that bad
Right.
position for
Right.
it to buckle your knees, you know.
So after the match, Alba Fire and Piper Niven beat Charlotte down. And who makes the save? The goddess. Alexa Bliss comes running down and makes the save. Clears the ring, and Charlotte just gives her the dirty look. And Alexa's just like, I'm just trying to help, bro. What's up?
I kind of find that funny because Alexa's so small. And she comes in and she's like clearing the ring of Piper Niven, who's
Yep.
and Alba Fire, who both people who like kind of tower, but Alexa's a great wrestler. Great. I mean,
this was a really, really strong episode of SmackDown. I just don't feel the importance of Charlotte Flair anymore, where she used to be so up here. And right now, she's down here still. She has not, at least to me, elevated herself back up to the queen status, where I see Alexa slowly climbing that ladder back up. Don't see Charlotte climbing that ladder yet.
I think that's because Charlotte is such everybody. It's so easy to hate Charlotte, right? It's so easy to hate her, and she's doing this tweener thing now, where she's not leaning into the hate. Can you hear my cat crying in the background?
No,
my cat is. Oh man, my cat. Like anytime my wife and kids leave, my cat just like he's just out there just crying his little eyes out. Anyway, I can hear him. He's super loud. Good thing you don't pick up on the mic. But yeah, like she's in this tweener. She's in like this tweener phase where like you can't, like you don't want to cheer. Like nobody really wants to cheer for Charlotte because of Charlotte. Like she's Charlotte. She's always been Charlotte. She's never been a fan favorite.
I think the last name helped her in the beginning, and I think the last name is hurting her a little bit right now. No, you know what, Matt? That's a good point.
Good point.
Matt made a really good point. He said he doesn't think that. He thinks that since Charlotte's come back, her character lacks depth. That's a great point.
Yes, she's just there. She's always been the queen, right? I'm here. I should be the champion. And like now that she's not in the title picture, what do you have?
Right.
Like,
She's just never had anything else.
No.
It's always been belt. Whereas someone like Alexa has had other avenues of things to do. Now, like I said, eventually are they going to team them up maybe to go after the tag titles? Maybe something after the draft. You know, maybe they continue to tease that. I don't know. But after they left the ring, another two gentlemen that are about to cook really well on Night of Champions. Solo comes down to the ring, makes JC stay behind, wants to talk to Solo, wants to talk to Jacob alone, calls Jacob out, tells him he loves him, feeds him, and Jacob's having none of it. Jacob wants nothing to do with this. Jacob knows he heard him. He knows what's up. Forget it. Jacob challenges him to a fight.
Jacob for two. All the tools. Now that he's turning,
he's listed internally on their website under the baby faces, but he is slowly turning in front of us.
I don't like it. I'm be totally honest. Like you have to say more than I'm all gas, no brakes. Like he has to do more because when he was with the crew, when he would do those promos as he's walking out, I think that's his best. Yep. When he comes out that way, he's walking to the ring and he's just giving you raw energy. That's where he works the best.
Yep.
In the ring with Solo, he said very little, which is fine, right? I don't need him to go out there. I don't need him to like really ham it up. But the match is going to be great.
I think the match is going to be phenomenal. So
I just wasn't believing this promo.
No. And Solo tried to sneak him. Jacob caught him. JC showed up. Jimmy Uso made the save. The two of them stared down each other. Jacob got everybody out of the ring and left Jimmy in the corner. I'm going to assume that this SmackDown this weekend, you're going to get Jimmy and Jacob versus JC and Solo. There's too many names with J's for me to not mess that up.
Correct. And correct on both fronts, right? We're going to get that tag team match. And yes, I will not try to say all of those names.
No.
The family is going to fight. The family is going to fight. It's going to be JC's not family, but I mean.
No, but you know.
Hey, whatever.
I think that's going to be a great match.
Mm-hmm.
And it led into another match. LA Knight versus Big Bronson Reed. Another good match.
LA Knight's turning me, man. Like LA Knight his matches honestly have gotten a little bit better throughout this year, and they don't seem as formulaic as they were previously. So I'm kind of like I'm not a LA Knight fan, but at the same time, I can see why he's getting the push he's getting because he deserves it now. Like now is a good time.
Yeah.
For him to get this push. Now, do I think he's going to become the world champion? No, I don't see that happening.
If this were Vince running things, he'd have been a world champion already.
Correct.
But
correct. At some point, yes.
Right. I don't see it actually anytime in the next year easily. There's no way I see LA Knight winning that. I can see him going after another belt maybe. Maybe he'll end up going after the Intercontinental belt or even the US
speed
belt.
Champion. Who knows?
Right. I don't see him winning a world championship.
Yet.
Not yet. And definitely not with Cena still around.
Yeah.
I said it before, and not that I want to go into the Cena thing yet. I really believe that Cena's last match is going to be exactly the way Cena came into the WWE. He's going to call out someone for an open challenge. Somebody young is going to come out.
Femi. Oh my God, please.
Somebody like that is going to come out, and Cena's going to take the pin and give him the rub, and that's how Cena's going to go out. And that would make sense. But we're not there yet. We still got 6 months and like 15 dates that they're really going to stretch out.
I love it.
So Bronson Reed and LA Knight have a decent match, and then Braun Breaker comes out and spears him.
Of course he does.
And disqualification, and you know, it is what it is.
Tsunamis. A bunch of tsunamis.
A bunch of tsunamis, and that's fine. It is what it is. And then we get probably the best part of SmackDown in the last year, maybe. Maybe. Now, some of us on this show might like this segment because someone was laying in a table for 20 minutes. Some of us might like it because John Cena is great.
So the match, right? You get Ron Killings or R-Truth. They're still calling R-Truth on WWE TV. John Cena in a match, solid match, right? Not the best match. I mean, both of them.
He wasn't just doing the 5 moves of doom.
No, they were telling a story.
No, he was wrestling though, and that's what I said I wanted to see. I didn't expect what happened to happen, but I wanted a wrestling match, and that's what we were getting from Truth, and that was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he came out there. He a lot of brawling, a lot of outside stuff, lot outside the ring stuff, and we saw a different side of Truth. Truth was there to beat John Cena up, right? He's there to hurt John Cena, and I like that. Right, I like that, sure. But at the same time, I didn't think he was going to beat John Cena, even though it wasn't for the title.
No.
I didn't think he was going to beat John Cena at this point. I did think he was going to beat him at Saturday night's main event, but at this point, I just didn't see him beating him. Cena gets himself disqualified, and he's Like, cause yeah, did
He rolled out of the ring and walked away because Truth was kicking the crap out of him.
beating him, and then he hit him with the belt.
He ran back and hit him. Yeah, Truth came down to chase him. Cena hit him with the belt, got disqualified immediately. And then the greatest in the world's music hit.
Seth Rollins' music didn't hit. Wait a minute.
No, not the visionary, the greatest in the world.
The greatest.
Greatest in the world. Not in living color. Living color. In living color was a TV show.
Okada came out. Oh, come on, you're killing me right now. Who do you think is the greatest in the? It ain't CM.
Self-proclaimed
the best in. Oh God.
Best in the world. I'm sorry.
The same thing.
Best, greatest. No,
no, he's not. He's neither. But yes, he came out.
CM Punk came out, and you know what? I hate the Slim Jim table. Okay, I hate the Slim Jim table. I hate the fact that they have to say it. I would rather it be the Tootsie Roll Blow Pop table than the Slim Jim table. Okay?
We haven't had every week, every show, we're getting tables now. Usually the table was a spot.
It
right?
was.
Usually
And it was
the table was a
spot.
great spot.
The
but
crowd
now it's
cheered for it. They're going to start booing the table soon.
Yes, they are.
And they're going to start booing the table.
Every week we get somebody got to snap into the Slim Jim table.
What we had the Fireball ladder, we got the Slim Jim table. What's going to be next? The Jägermeister kendo stick?
Hey, I love that.
I have a kendo stick. I do not like Jägermeister. I cannot drink it anymore. I'm off of that forever. That shit. I have too many nights. Look, quick story. When I worked for the band that I worked for, that I won't say, Matt, we were trying to get a Jägermeister sponsorship. So we drank Jaeger for a full year every night that we played, and we had to fill out these papers after the show from the bartenders how much Jaeger we drank. We were drinking all different weird kind of concoctions. We did, you know how they have the Jaeger bomb, right? Yes. We created the Jaeger grenade. It was 2 shot glasses in a glass. You pull one out, that's pulling the pin, drops the shot, pour the other shot, and slam. Look, I can't drink it anymore. I can't even smell it. I hate it. We did get the sponsorship.
Well,
we got a shitty ass banner and some Jägermeister dog tags. It was horrible, and some hats. I had the hat over there or something, but anyway,
your liver thanks you for that.
Yeah. Anyway, Cena put Punk through the Slim Jim table, snapped him into the Slim Jim table. Ugh.
After 2 belt shots, he hit him with the title twice.
I hate that I said that.
Yes. He put him through the table. And Punk, and when he put him through the table, I remember vividly just looking at the clock because I was watching it on my desktop, and I looked at the time and I was like, "They got a lot of time. What are they gonna do?" Like that's all I kept thinking. Like they have so much time right now. What is happening?
You know what's great though? When he sat himself up on the turnbuckle, when the camera shot him, it hit the Slim Jim logo and got Cena. Woo! Man. Money.
So I actually took notes for this promo.
Go ahead.
Because I watched this promo like 3 times.
Jaeger ain't sponsoring this podcast, Matt.
Oh man, I don't think I could drink enough Jaeger to get a sponsorship
I don't want it
for this podcast.
I could get Smart Water maybe. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Celsius? Watch.
Love it. But Cena gets up there and I was like, where's he going with this, right? Where is he going with this? What is he gonna say for 10 minutes?
Right.
He had a lot to say. He said that he didn't hate CM Punk. He actually liked CM Punk. And when he said that, I was like, oh, he's going somewhere different, right? I don't hate you. I actually like you, right? Because they're almost the same person. He says he hates the idea that CM Punk thinks that he's the best in the world. He's the best bullshitter in the world, which was one. I love that line because I truly believe that. Once again, there are a lot of people who are CM Punk fans, and I am not one of them. but I do think he's the best bullshit in the world. Then he said, look, I'm breaking the fourth wall, right? I'm
There's
breaking the
Kenny.
fourth wall. And he starts waving and he says, hi, Matt Cardona. Hi, Claudio Castagnoli. I'm assuming these are all people that at some point CM Punk buried. Like,
No, they're his friends. They're friends of John Cena's.
I
Not so much
believe
that
that.
Punk buried them, but like when Punk did it, Punk shouted out friends of his. Cena did basically the same thing.
And then he said, hi, Nick Nemeth. Then he said, hey, Island of Relevancy. And then we were like, yeah, you watched the show.
He did.
He didn't say that.
He did.
But he said he's jealous of CM Punk, right? Because the people, cheer him and all of this other stuff. And then he said my favorite line of the whole shebang. He said, you change your values as much as I change my t-shirts. And I truly believe that.
Yep.
Because Punk has said so many things and then contradicted himself with either through his actions or with something else he said like a month later. So I definitely enjoyed that line. He says, oh yeah, I kind of skipped over he said he stepped on the necks of people who actually work hard. And that's when he said, hi, Matt Cardona, hi, Claudio. And that's what those
Right.
are people who are so much better workers than CM Punk. Say what you want. Dolph, Nick, one of the greatest workers of any generation. Claudio, one of the greatest wrestlers of any generation. Don't really agree with the Matt Cardona thing. I'm not the biggest Matt Cardona fan, but at the same time, he's still a damn good pro wrestler.
And he's married to Chelsea Green.
I hate him for that. I don't think he could actually fight, just in case. And then he taps the mic. He says, "Oh, nobody's gonna cut off the mic because, like they cut off your mic because I'm your only friend in the back." Another great line because that is such a zinger. Not true because there's actually a lot of people who love CM Punk in the back.
Right.
And then he says that CM Punk has 5 microphone moves of doom, which is so true. Like CM Punk with the low hanging fruit, he knows how to pop a crowd. He's a great promo, but at the same time, and he called it promo potato salad, which is another great line.
I wonder if CM Punk helped him write that promo.
No,
I don't think so.
Don't do that.
I
give John Cena more credit than that. But at the same time, yeah.
Kenny's here. Matt's here.
Another great line. You're no longer the voice of the voiceless. You're a freaking millionaire. You're 100% right? Like you lived long enough to see yourself become the villain, right? You were one of them before. But now you're not. You're rich, right? You're not a punk. You're a capitalist. Another great, like these were just great lines. Like he was just saying great things. He said TKO, knock your balls technically off your body. I'm assuming he's talking about the few times that he tried to fight UFC and got beat up.
Yeah, he was not a good UFC fighter.
No,
he was not.
No, I mean, I have my thoughts on that. And it's no knock on Punk. Like it's hard to do that. And it's hard to transition from something else to fight somebody who's been fighting like his entire career.
Yeah.
He said that his tweets are strong, but his actions are weak. Another great line. He said he did. And then the crowd just was behind him and Cena started smiling and then he said, look, see, they know. And he just, because he couldn't do anything at this point, it was just like the fans were he was so in a zone and the fans were just into him. And
so one of the things I read about it was the reason the ref came in the ring was because it was an unusually long time for Punk to sell that. And it looked cringy. And it did look, because he kept kind of like, and like at one point, I swear to God, he smiled.
Because he was trying to, because Cena said something and it looked like he was going to try to get up. And then he was just like, and then he laid back. That was like, what is happening?
That's why the ref came in. and
Yeah.
and like kind of just was like fake checking on him to like kind of help that promo along. And even
And it
Cena
did.
with the wasting time, with the like, I'm gonna give you your 2 minutes back because I don't need it, or and then he comes back and poses.
And he said the greatest line of the promo. Well, actually, he said something before. He said, "For 7 minutes, 14 years ago, you were the best in the world," which was a
That was
damn good
great.
one. Then he said, "You're welcome, Grand Rapids," which was like a monster pop. Like like it almost blew the roof off. And then he came back in the ring and he said, "Thanks for letting me rip off your promo to make you look even more foolish," and threw the mic down. And I
It,
was like, whoa.
it's so weird that he's the bad guy, and he took the crowd, and he just completely turned that crowd around in an instant. I guarantee you, he gets cheered out of the building the next time that he's on TV.
For sure.
If he's not, he's probably gonna. I don't know what his schedule is. Maybe he does one more TV show before Night of Champions. Maybe he does SmackDown.
He might. Yeah.
He might. Maybe
SmackDown's over there.
Oh, then he'll definitely do SmackDown if it's over there. They'll cheer him anyway because they cheer everything over there, unless it's women.
Touche. Touche. Great promo. Great finish.
Sensational. And like, yeah, Kenny, T said the same thing, and he looked and saw there was so much time left. He didn't know what the hell was going to happen. Neither did I. I didn't expect that. And
no,
it's gonna. Oh, it is tomorrow's Friday. I keep forgetting what day it is. No,
today's Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday. Damn! Don't do that to me.
Please don't make it Thursday. I got a lot of work to do.
I got another hockey game tomorrow night.
Oh man, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
But it was the perfect way to end SmackDown. It was great. And the last 2 or 3 SmackDowns have gotten a little bit better each time.
They have.
The people are getting a better chance to wrestle. They're given longer, which they showed again in Raw. They gave them a longer stretch of time to wrestle. And you know, I love what they're doing in the wrestling sense. I'm starting to hate what they're doing with the backstage stuff. The backstage stuff used to really be poignant, and it feels like it's cookie cutter with backstage promo, with the backstage interviews now. It feels too cookie cutterish to me. Yeah, thanks, Kenny. Thanks for pushing me a day ahead. A little bit.
I would say I don't. I mean, the backstage stuff is not as good as it was. Like I feel once Carlito being gone, you would think that like for some reason he just made a lot of the Judgment Day stuff feel a lot more alive. I guess you would say, because it looks dead now. Actually, like
it does.
The clubhouse doesn't look fun anymore. Like,
and we're also missing a bunch of interviews that they're doing during commercial breaks, where I'm watching 3.5 minutes of commercials, and people like Kenny who got good Netflix are watching like the little interviews, and I'm missing Kathy Kelly. Like I don't get to see Kathy Kelly. We don't get as many backstage brawls, and we're going to talk about one that happened on Raw and why it happened on Raw in a minute.
I didn't get to see New Day with Xavier coming out in a mink coat. Like,
no,
like man, I missed that.
That's not a heel turn that right now.
Touche. God, thank God for the New Day, but boy, they need something else.
They do. A couple of notes. I was going to do a list, but we'll save a list for next week because we missed so much, and we got Night of Champions to talk about. Our predictions still. Dom Mysterio is legit injured. He did something to his ribs. He's legit out.
That's unfortunate.
We'll talk about on SmackDown. It is that the greatest Intercontinental Champion of our lifetime is not wrestling right now. It sucks.
No arguments there.
There was a backstage altercation with Penta and Chad Gable on Raw. Again, we're going to get to the Raw highlight in a minute. Chad Gable needs surgery. His arm's really messed up, which probably means that because they're such close friends, El Grande Americano is probably going to step back from wrestling while Chad Gable gets his surgery to show support for his friend.
Oh, he's gonna go. He's actually gonna be his nurse.
And-
He'll
right,
go there. He'll go there with the mask on, and like just take care of him and make sure his arm is straight.
right. I mean, remember back in WCW, Kenny, when Kevin Nash picked up Rey Mysterio and threw him like a freaking dart into the trailer?
Yeah.
Threw him like a lawn dart.
So, man, there was. So Paul Heyman is now known as the Oracle.
So WWE filed a trademark just the other day. They filed it on June 23rd. We're currently on June 25th, so 2 days ago. They filed a trade name to call Paul Heyman the Oracle, which Seth Rollins reported. Seth Rollins called him Monday night.
He did.
Called him the Oracle, and they have filed the trademark with the classification entertainment services, namely wrestling exhibitions and performances by a professional wrestler and entertainer rendered live and through broadcast media, providing wrestling news, blah, 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 blah. Basically, they're just filed that's a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo for them saying, we're calling Paul Heyman the Oracle from now on. He is.
He's going to take him to Tijuana.
Yeah.
Get some that's hilarious.
I think I like the fact that they're getting him away from the wise man, because you say wise man, you're associated with Roman Reigns at all times.
Correct.
This is a good move. Before we talk about Raw, I don't think this faction is hitting the way it's supposed to hit yet. They haven't really given them a name. It's Heyman and Rollins do not have chemistry together at all. And Kenny's echoing, I'm echoing what Kenny's saying. Kenny's echoing what I'm saying. Paul Heyman looks lost in this faction. Kenny's hot take is they don't need Paul Heyman. I agree with that. Seth Rollins is a talker. Seth Rollins is very good on the mic. Paul Heyman is also great on the mic and was the mouthpiece for Roman Reigns, whereas Seth Rollins is more the mouthpiece for his little faction right now. Heyman coming down to the ring with the briefcase when Rollins isn't there is, in my opinion, more for them to say he's still involved with Seth Rollins than just being there.
I could understand that. I do. I can understand that, because they're not. I don't know if it's because they're not getting the heat that people think that they should be getting, or I just don't think they're in a story right now. Like, I don't think they seem kind of directionless.
It does. And I think, see, I strongly disagree with Matt where he's not good on the mic. He's really good in the ring, and I think he's very good on the mic when he has a direction and he's not just all over the place.
Correct.
But the fact that he's supposed to be a bad guy now, and he's getting cheered still because his music, as you were saying earlier, it's the music. Any chance for the crowd to sing along with your music, you're going to get cheered. And he's still getting the whoa, whoa, whoas, and the crowd's still on him.
He came out on Monday night, and they were hot. Like, they were so loud. It was impressive. They came out there as if they were conquering heroes, right? And he leaned into that. Like, he leaned into the crowd. Hey, y'all know, you know who I am. Like, I'm the visionary. Like he really leaned into that. Now, he's not the greatest promo. And I wouldn't say you don't need Paul Heyman, but they're not using Paul Heyman correctly, I think. No. I don't think they're using him correctly. Which, once again, leads it, they don't have a direction right now, right? It's all over the place. Yeah, he has the briefcase, but it doesn't mean anything. Like, he hasn't made it mean anything.
I'm sorry. Kenny just sent me a clip of an article that I'm going to read. It says, the injury bug bites WWE. Chad Gable was sidelined with an injury, as Bodyslam.net reported this week. He was effectively written off TV, as PWInsider.net reported. that Gable is slated for surgery in early July. Unfortunately, Fightful Select also learned that El Grande Americano has sustained a very similar injury. We've heard that it was sustained in the same way Gable's was, but was a total coincidence. Thank you, Kenny. I'm sorry for interrupting. Go ahead.
No, which is funny about that is I really thought that they were going to like have Chad Gable being injured, like his arm, and he have a sling, and then El Grande Americano. I didn't know he was actually legit injured. I thought like El Grande would come out no sling. It's like I can't be Chad. That guy has a broken arm. Like would have been hilarious. Yeah, I mean, get well soon, Chad.
And Americano and El Grande. You also get well, sir.
I mean, he is the greatest luchador, yes. So get well soon to El Grande and Chad Gable, who are not the same person.
Exactly.
But Raw did kick off. Seth Rollins coming down there. And Seth Rollins' fashion game has kind of been upped. He comes out there in black suits now. And the flare pants I could do without, but that suit jacket was pretty tough. And just Bronson Reed and Braun, they're in black suit. They just look fucking impressive. Like they just, yes, they look impressive. The group has a look when you just pan out and you see them, all four of them in the ring, you're just like, this is the greatest faction I've ever seen in my life. Look at these guys, right? You got three impressive wrestlers and you got the Oracle, right?
You know how much money they spending on spray tan now?
Yeah. I mean, Bronson.
There's not a spray tan logo in the ring at this point.
Touche. I mean, most of it's going to Paul because Paul be looking
Paul and Braun.
Sometimes. Yeah, man. I mean, just I thought the promo was fine. Like, but Seth just had that crowd was eating out of Seth's hand like the entire time. Like he just. And I don't want them to change his music. Like I think that will hurt him more than it'll help him because I don't think people want to really boo Seth Rollins. Like he's kind of hit that same thing with Cena. Like you just don't want to boo him.
No, you don't. But you need them to. Like you want to be the bad guy, right?
You do.
I want to see them pull out the Bro Glow ladder. That's a spray. I just had to look up spray tan on Amazon. I want to see the Bro Glow ladder, please.
As they're like slipping, going up it because it's like it's so.
I did. Kevin Owens said that Braun Breaker should be arrested for how much spray tan he uses.
Man, I gotta watch the rest of that interview because they were kind of vibing. Like
yeah, they were.
Like Cody, you could tell once again, like he said, they're good friends, but you could tell.
Cody like said it's one of his actual real legit best friends. Yeah. No, the promo was okay. It was passionate and it was okay. Like, he didn't say anything new. The same thing. They do look impressive. What I did like was that he called out the fans. You know, what do you want?
Yeah, I don't know.
Cheer me. They chant for the OTC. You cheer him. You cheer Punk. Basically, they cheer everyone. And that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, as long as your music's good. Like, as long as you have a quotable music, like they're going to cheer you.
Right. As long as it's not Def Rebel.
Touche. As long as it's not Def Rebel. Golly.
And, all right. So we go to a match. Right away, we get Spray Tan Breaker and Penta. Yeah, right? Penta.
Good match. Damn good match. Just good chemistry. Like those two have really good chemistry, which I wouldn't think they would. But then again, I mean, Braun has good chemistry with everybody, and then he killed Penta in the ring. Like
he broke him in half.
Like that spear looked disgusting. Like that spear looked vicious.
And it was so well timed. Penta went off the ropes, jumped off the second rope and come at him. And there's Braun in the air, caught him in the air and killed him.
Nasty. That was a nasty.
I'm surprised Penta was able to hurt Chad Gable in the back with how much with just the force of that spear. And Braun wasn't even running.
No, he just like, because he was kind of out of it and was like, nope, I'm not. I'm going to get you. And he got him.
And it was great. It was a great finish. And it was a clean finish. There was no interference. There was nobody coming in to mess around with them. It was a straight, clean finish. I loved it. I love that. This stuff I watched, I kind of fast forwarded a little bit through it because I was exhausted after this was game 1. Oh, no. Yeah, this was like, I can't even remember. There's a lot of hockey. Oh, that's right. We lost the championship that Monday night. That's cool.
Oh man, I'm sorry, man.
I wasn't in the mood to watch wrestling much.
I understand.
And then we go to a pre-taped interview, which I think is the right move. I think Goldberg and Michael Cole having a pre-taped interview was the right move. You have the chance of Goldberg being booed if he comes out. And you have the chance of Goldberg hurting himself when he's punching the air and he does that leg kick and down goes Goldberg.
Correct.
Thank you, Kenny.
Goldberg looks terrible.
Dude, I'm telling you, when he came to the ring the other night, he limped to the ring. He was Limpberg.
Yes. This pre-tape thing wasn't a good, like, Goldberg. I don't like him. I am Bret Hart right now. He sounds unlikable.
I still say the greatest swerve that could happen would be Bret Hart showing up on Saturday Night Main Event and helping Gunther win, even if it ends up being a disqualification helping Goldberg win in a disqualification, so Goldberg doesn't get the belt, but he gets that both of them beat up Gunther. I think it makes Gunther look awful. There's no way Gunther comes out of this on top unless he absolutely destroys Goldberg. That's
what I hope. I mean, because Gunther came out there and gave a damn good promo. Like it was like a tale of two cities right there. You got Goldberg in a backstage, which in the backstage you should really come off good, right? That's the whole purpose of doing backstage segments. And he didn't. But Gunther came out there and gave like this very impassioned promo. It was like, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna hurt you. Your prime was 30 years ago, buddy. Like, it is my time now.
Yep.
I'm gonna dismantle you in the ring. Like, I'm gonna mess you up. And I love that Gunther. Like that Gunther to just like straight to business is like,
that's the Gunther we need, because I think I can't see any conceivable way that Gunther wins this match at all. I can't.
Goldberg.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Goldberg. I meant Goldberg.
I was about to say, because if Goldberg wins this match.
What I was going to say was Gunther is going to go. Gunther and Jay are not done. That's not over.
For sure.
You still have another match or two. You're going to have a big, like a Hell in a Cell or some kind of big final match for the two of them. They keep saying that this is his final match, that this is a retirement match. This is absolutely his last match. I hope they're right.
I hope so too. I just hope he doesn't hurt. I hope he doesn't hurt Gunther. I said it enough last week. I just don't want him to hurt Gunther. That's honestly my only concern in this match. I know he's not going to win. I don't want him to hurt Gunther.
No, and I think we'll find out. The plan all along was for Jay to have a small title run to get back to Gunther, to get to Goldberg, to get Goldberg out of the hell out of the way, put him in the Hall of Fame, do whatever the hell you're going to do with him. Unless he's already in the Hall of Fame, then I don't care.
I think he is already in the Hall of Fame.
Good.
He can go away.
Be done.
Yeah.
Take your legend money and go sit in the crowd somewhere and stop talking.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Let your son come up. You want to start talking again when your son comes up, and your son's be my guest. As long as I don't have to see you struggle. There's no way he's lifting Gunther up for a jackhammer. No way.
Terrifying. I'm terrified of that. Terrifying.
I have a better chance at jackhammering Matt in his pool Saturday. That might be a thing. Matt, write that down. So then we go to another solid match. Queen of the Ring semifinal, Jade Cargill versus Roxanne Perez. Now, pre-injury to Liv, there's a shot that Roxanne wins this, small. But because of the injury to Liv, there was no way she was winning this match.
No, not with.
That Liv injury screws up so many plans that they had. Like, that's a ripple effect that you really don't realize how much of a ripple effect that causes down the line for them and what they had planned on doing. You know, I hope her surgery goes smooth and she's back as fast as possible.
But I actually think that kind of like Rhea, when Rhea got injured, that changed a lot of things, and that changed the trajectory of Liv Morgan's career. Like, that injury changed. I think this is going to do the exact same thing for Roxanne. I think Roxanne is going to thrust herself into, as we saw a little bit later on with Raquel, and I think that's going to go strong until we get Liv back.
Do you think Liv coming back, she goes and turns? Do you think they start an angle where Dom, if his injury isn't that long, Dom leans over to Roxanne, and you now are starting to have Dom be like the player, which is great. Eddie was a player. Finn messing around in the back with the Judgment Day. Got Roxanne in there.
Finn, he's the happiest he's ever been right now. Just ruining everything with the Judgment.
He absolutely is. So Roxanne and Jade.
Good match. Really good match. Jade, they have really good chemistry. Jade hasn't had that many really good matches since she's come up, and this was one of them. Roxanne kind of leans into all of Jade's strengths, and Roxanne's a good enough wrestler where she can still somehow get her stuff off against a way bigger opponent, because she's always fighting up, right? She's always fighting against bigger opponents. And I mean, it was a good match, and I think the right person won. Because
can we talk about the choke slam for a second?
Which choke slam?
Can we talk about Jade choke slamming Roxanne and what Jade did to her?
Yes.
Do you not remember what she did to her? She slapped her in the neck like Undertaker, leaned in and licked her cheek.
I don't remember. Man,
She leaned in and licked her cheek, lifted her up, and slammed her.
Oh my goodness. That must have been one of the parts where I was looking at my phone.
Wrong part to look at the phone.
I guess.
Because she looked hilarious. At her and she smiled. She stood there in the ring like this, slapped her, licked her, smiled, and choke slammed her.
I love it. Now I'm gonna have to go back and watch that match.
It was great.
I'm gonna have to rewatch.
It was great. And it was a clean win. Again, another clean win.
It was.
So now we have Jade versus Asuka.
They had a nice little stare down.
And then at the end of the night, at the end of Raw, we have Cody versus Jay for the final spot over in Riyadh. Now we get your Gunther promo that we talked about.
We did. Gunther came out there. He's gonna murder him.
He is gonna murder him. It's my personal responsibility to make sure that the legacy and the myth of Bill Goldberg forever dies.
Somewhere Bret Hart is just smiling.
And then the guy that writes these recaps was like, WWE probably wasn't expecting the ring general to get cheered for wanting to kill Goldberg's legacy.
Huge cheer. Like he got such a, when that promo ended, he would, like, they cheered him. But and at some point in the promo, when they really started cheering, like, he stopped because he was like, oh, this is really working. I didn't expect it. Like, I didn't expect to get cheers, but people really don't like Bill Goldberg.
Then we get a little backstage segment with Cross antagonizing Sami Zayn to the point where Sami gives him a right cross.
So before that, before that, we got Jackie Redmond on my screen, and I was just like,
She was talking to Sammy.
she
She's
was
back.
talking to
The
Sammy.
NHL's over. She's back.
Jackie.
So you didn't watch.
Jackie Redmond.
You didn't watch the NHL finals. She was all over the broadcast on the NHL on the Stanley Cup finals.
No, I mean, I could care less about the Florida Panthers. I was about to call them the Carolina Panthers. I could care less about that Florida hockey team.
You know what? Back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. It's a small dynasty in the making.
No, they are great team. But
I don't care either.
They're not the Rangers.
I'm a hockey fan. I could care less. If Florida broke off and floated off, and we couldn't get over to it, I would be like, take Jersey, please. Sorry, Matt.
Oh man.
Yes, we did get some Jackie talking to Sammy before Cross came in, ate a right hand, and then looked up at Scarlett and goes, got him.
Like she was like, stop playing. And which was great, right? That was a great backstage segment, right? I didn't have to be long, but it got his point across. And I read there's been some reports that Cross, the reason why he's not getting a push is because he doesn't like to take back bumps, or he's not doing back bumps.
That's true.
I did look at a lot of his matches. And he very rarely, if at all, does any flat back bumps in any of his matches.
Really?
When he goes down, he always goes down on his side.
Interesting.
It looks awkward. It was because I had to, and I didn't watch that many because he doesn't have that many matches recently. But I watched a few of his main event matches. Now he's gone down, but like he always awkwardly interesting. It's weird. It is interesting.
So he tweeted last night, Karrion Kross did. He said, excuse me, all of you online and especially live at the shows made this happen. This is for his match at Night of Champions.
For sure.
So it's him and Sammy at Night of Champions. He said, stay loud for what you like and what you want to see. Keep it positive and they will always listen. In closing, I told you I'm very big on loyalty. When you show up for me, I'll show out for you. That's cool.
Yes.
That's cool. I want him to win. We'll talk about Night of Champions in a minute. I want him to win. But back in the ring, we had another promo. We had
what was this?
Bayley and Becky. A match. I'm sorry. This is a match. I'm sorry.
Yes, Bayley and Becky for the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
This is match number 1 of 18.
Let's have a triple threat, right? This is what this is leading to. It has to be leading to a triple threat.
Which sucks for Bayley.
Maybe not, because maybe she comes out of this on top. No, she's not. I'm sorry. What am I
one
thinking?
thing about this match, the gear that Bayley wore was the gear that she was supposed to wear at WrestleMania.
The white gear.
That was what she was supposed to wear to WrestleMania. One thing that they noted was that Becky took out Bayley's right arm, which is her striking arm, and Bayley went Rocky Balboa and went southpaw. That's cool.
I don't remember too much of this match because I'll be totally honest. I've tuned out Becky Lynch.
It wasn't a bad match. They're two really good wrestlers. When they want to put on a show, they're great. They're very good together.
Yes,
and they have great chemistry together.
You're right.
Having Lyra show up, and then interfering in the match in the end was little lazy. And I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's going to end up being a triple threat at some point. Maybe you get it down to SummerSlam. And that's a big match. I mean, you got 2 nights of SummerSlam to fill.
You do. I will say this, and this is just me being a sexist man. Lyra's been looking pretty good. Lyra's boy. Don't talk, but boy.
I'm a bigger fan of Bayley than I was in the past. She's put work in.
I mean, she's awesome. I love. I love Bailey. Like Bailey really might be Bailey, not might be. She is on my Mount Rushmore of women wrestlers. Like
That's a
she's
good topic.
phenomenal. Like
That's a
she's
good
phenomenal.
topic. We didn't do
My Ru-
women route Rushmores.
oh, we could definitely do that.
That's a good topic for down the line.
That is.
Um,
I mean, Kenny said the match was fantastic.
I thought it was a good match. I didn't have any problems with it. I didn't like the finish. It didn't. I didn't expect Bailey to win, but
No.
it protects them both.
I honestly, I when they started, because Alicia Taylor, bless her, I love her hair. I love when she does the World Championship introductions. I'm telling you, when they announced Becky, I was like, I don't want to. Like, I honestly checked out. Like, I was just like, I don't want to see this. And I know they're two great wrestlers, but I'm not invested in this run. No shade. No knock on either one of them. Becky really hasn't done anything to get me to turn on her, but I don't know. I wasn't invested, and I might have been doing schoolwork too, so I was more invested in that. But yeah, Lyra came out, and Lyra was looking kind of fit. I was like, all right, man. But she got it just didn't make the finish didn't make any sense. Like I know she got kicked, but like, is that the reason why you just get in there and just she beat the hell out of her when she got
She lost her cool, and she just overreacted because blah 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 blah. Yeah. Because we need a triple threat match. That's why.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right. And then we had Raquel come out, chatting on the mic, yelling at Rhea. Then Rhea came out. And then the slow glow table came out. Oh, wait, that's the wrong movie. Then the Slim Jim table came out, and Mommy went through the table.
Raquel looked good in that. Like, she came out of that looking pretty good. And Roxanne, they were real buddy, real chummy inside the ring at the end of that.
You're gonna see them doing with these tag belts the same thing they did with Bianca. You're gonna give the tag belt to Roxanne. Roxanne's gonna slide in. Liv's gonna come back. That's gonna be great.
It is.
That actually, I forgot about Evolution coming up. I don't know if they would do that on Saturday Night Main Event. I could see that. I could see them doing a triple threat at Evolution.
I could see that too. That
whole card probably has to change because Liv's injured, so they're going to have to scramble a little bit for that.
They might, because Liv's in. They might do Raquel and Roxanne versus the Bellas. That is a possibility, because I think they were kind of working towards that. Maybe.
Yep.
If Bree is going to come back, I don't know if Bree,
she is.
I mean, Bree's still married to the world's toughest vegan.
Oh wait, Nikki's the one that comes. I get
that. Yeah, Nikki's back. Nikki's
right,
there.
right. Nikki's back. You know what? They're both. They're both Eagles fans, right?
Oh, now I don't care about their evolution. Now I really don't. Now I hope they get scratched off the car. So let's now that I know that,
go Birds. And yeah, it is good that the brawl wasn't interrupted by a bunch of suits, men in suits at that. Then we go to the final match of Raw. Banger of a match. Jey Uso can wrestle when he's I don't know what the word is.
Against a good opponent?
I mean, Gunther's a good opponent.
Yeah.
This was so much of a better match than the one against his brother. Even in the one against Gunther, this was a great Cody versus Jey match. It went right down to the wire. Cody wins, and you expected Cody to win. There's no way Jey was winning this.
But I think somewhere Rikishi was yelling at a wall.
Oh my God!
Rikishi went on a epic rant after Jey lost.
Look, I don't want to say we got to keep microphones away from people because we have microphones, but man, Rikishi needs to just stop. Okay, he was in the business. He knows how this works.
He knows how it works. But
I get wanting the best for your sons. You know. I feel the same way about my kids, but like, I ain't gonna rain on Wawa because they gave my kid a bad schedule.
Oh no, that's the best place to do what Rikishi's doing. Go into Wawa and just start running down.
Rikishi gave the wall a face full of stuff. Rikishi ran up and just shot his ass into a wall.
Oh my gosh.
This was
Yeah.
a great match. Cody and Jay put on a hell of a match. I'm
crowd completely into it. Like crowd was.
I can't start.
No, we're not doing that.
No.
We're not Meltzering this.
No. This was a great match, and at the end of the match, Cody raised his hand, or did Jay raise his hand? Jay raised his hand. Jay raised Cody's hand. It was. They stayed tight in the ring, and where it could have gone a different way, and it's awesome. I love the match.
It was a great end to Raw. Jay really sold. Like, man, I'm really disappointed I didn't get this done because he wanted that title shot against Gunther. He's gonna get that title shot against Gunther, but good, just really good match, man. Like I enjoyed every bit of it.
I think this match could have been even better if they spent time building it. I understand they're cramming PLEs into a month now. They're cramming 2-3 at a time into a month, it seems, just to make some money. But look. They're not doing as many house shows. They're doing more PLEs. I'm okay with that because I get to see all the PLEs.
Correct. So this weekend, or actually, I think they're probably in the air now because they're there for SmackDown.
Yep.
Triple H put out a tweet today saying that he will not fold in the face of adversity. So, quick story, right? I was in the United States Army.
Yes.
I'm an air defender by trade, right? What that means is I shoot stuff. Like I train, and I still do it now as a contractor. I train people to shoot things out of the air.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a lot of videos sent to me on, the missiles coming into Al Udeid. I've been there a few times in Qatar. I've deployed there a few times, and I know the place well. And now I also know why Iran did what they did politically. It had to kind of had to show face. But I don't think that they need to be taking the wrestlers over there. There are just way too many risks at hand, but they don't care about the risks. They said that we're not going to fold in the face of terror or whatever Triple H said. And that is just, to me, an unnecessary risk. But Night of Champions is still happening. It's in Saudi Arabia.
It's money. Of
course
they're going to lose $50 million if they don't go over there. So on that hand, I understand it.
I mean, $50 million is nothing to.
It's a drop in the bucket. But when you're $6 billion in debt, or
touche.
A couple of quick another injury update just before we go into the Night of Champions card. Drew McIntyre is nowhere close to coming back. They said that his return is not imminent. He's hurt. He's hurt bad. He's been hurt. So he's not going to make a show at Night of Champions.
Okay.
That was the injury update. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I mean, Drew, I really feel like the WWE, and they've proven that they can do this, where they give people just some time off, right? And Drew's had some time off, and it might have been because of injury. It might have been because of whatever. Just give these guys time to get off the screen and kind of give us a chance to miss them. And then when his music hits, 5, 6, 7, however long.
He's a bad guy, but he's going to get cheered.
For sure. Because, I mean, he's a huge name. He was last year's MVP to me. I've said that many
100%.
times. Like, he was just phenomenal. And every
100%.
Every chance that he got to be great, he was.
Yep.
On the mic, in the ring, however you want.
That's why I hope that Seth goes after Cena so Drew can come back and go after Gunther and get his title reign that he deserves. Longer than 8 minutes or whatever it was.
For sure. For
So
sure.
Night of Champions, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches as of right now. As far as as far as I can see.
Okay.
Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross.
I think Sammy wins this. Sammy is so over in Saudi Arabia. If he loses,
But I really hope that they give Kross the win. I'm gonna go with Kross because that's just a heart. Like, I want you to win. I want Sammy to get knocked down a little bit more so that his uphill climb is more. I don't know how much more poignant it can be, but he is very over there. But we don't know how over Kross is going to be.
not as over as Sammy. Sammy's gonna come out in the robe.
Yeah.
He's gonna speak to them in their native language. And he's gonna get, like, the crowd is not gonna go against Sammy in Saudi Arabia.
Probably not. A street fight was added. Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez.
This match is
ahead.
gonna be crazy. This match is gonna be crazy. Like, they had a street fight in NXT, which was insane. Like, go back and watch that match. If you want to watch or just chaotic women's NXT title match, go back and watch Raquel and Rhea. It might actually not even been for the title, but it was a slobber knocker, as JR used to say.
Okay. So who do you have with Rhea and Raquel?
Oh, Rhea's gonna win. Rhea. I don't want Rhea to win. I think Raquel needs to win more. Like, Raquel Monday kind of started us taking her seriously because she picked Rhea up like it was nothing for that Tejada bomb.
Mm-hmm.
I would love for Raquel to win because I think she doesn't deserve to be the afterthought,
Right.
but I think Rhea's gonna win.
I'm gonna go outside the box on some of these. I think Raquel wins with Roxanne's help.
I can see that.
There you go.
And
me and Kenny.
You're right.
Me and
this
Kenny
match
right here.
could be the potential match of the night.
It's that Philly connection.
That's why I hate it.
Go
This is why I have to disagree.
Go Birds. United States champion Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa.
I think this might be the match of the night. Like, this is going to be a good fight.
Listen,
like, good.
Any one of these matches could steal the show.
You're right.
But this is also going to be, I think Jacob keeps the belt.
Yeah.
I think JC comes in, and I think Jimmy comes in.
Hikuleo might actually show up in Night of Champions.
He did a dark match.
He did a dark, but he doesn't look good in the ring. He's not that great in the ring. But he's just a big presence, right? He coming in, he could kind of be Solo's Diesel. He just stand there and just look tall. But
so who
do be a good match?
Is it Jacob or Solo?
Oh, Jacob. Jacob's not losing.
Okay.
Yeah, no way he loses.
Kenny, you chime in with who you pick as we're going, because I know there's a couple second delay. Queen of the Ring tournament final. Asuka versus Jade. I think they're strapping the rocket to Asuka right now. I see. What I can see happening is Jade winning, beating Tiffany, Naomi cashing in.
I would love for that to happen. Like, that's my ideal situation. But the more I see Asuka, the more I remember how badass Asuka is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I can remember too many bad Asuka matches. So I think her and Jade are going to cook. I don't know, man. This is kind of a toss-up. Like, I think either one of them could win. If I have to pick one, I'll go with Jade.
That's kind of what I think. The best scenario that I see is Jade winning, beating Tiffany, or not beating Tiffany and Naomi cashing in.
Naomi cashing in.
I agree.
Like,
I agree with Kenny. JC does nothing for me. He just doesn't have an aura. Like when Solo showed up, there was an aura. And every time somebody new in the blood, like even when the Tongas, when they showed up, there was a little bit of an aura. There's nothing surrounding JC at all. And I think part of it's the name. It's a dumb name.
He doesn't have the look. He don't have the move set. Like he doesn't come in and just like Jacob comes in and wrecks. Like Bronson comes in and wrecks. Like JC just doesn't do that. And maybe it's by design. They don't want the same wrestler, like just everybody coming in and kind of being monsters. But like you got to do something to separate yourself. And the singlet ain't doing it, buddy.
No.
With that big,
his finishing move
bear belly.
His finishing move is awful.
I like the Tour of the Islands, man. I think it's great, and I think he makes it look good, but it just doesn't.
See, me and Kenny are here again. We're here with the Jade wins, beats Tiffany at SummerSlam, and Naomi cashes in. Boom.
I mean, I did put that in the Discord too, but I don't want to agree with y'all Philly guys too much.
I understand that. King of the Ring tournament final: Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. This is a no-brainer. Who's winning this? I think.
Yeah. I mean,
I got Cody winning it, but do we get a Randy turn?
No,
I
don't think so. I don't think we get a Randy turn at King of the Ring. I think we get a Randy turn maybe on the next SmackDown.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't think he turns in Saudi. Then again, he might. I'm trying to think of the moment, right? Like the Saudi crowds are unique because sometimes they're loud and sometimes they're just not. Like, so, him turning, is that gonna pop the crowd to where, like, I feel like if he does it in the States and you get a hot crowd, then that's more of a moment than getting a crowd that might be sitting on their thumbs.
Just a quick side note. The Philadelphia 76ers drafted VJ Edgecombe.
Oh,
I don't know if that's good or not. I'm not a basketball guy, so I don't know. I guess I'm glad they didn't take Ace Bailey, who just seems like a crumb bum.
I have no idea who any of these people in
I
the
don't
draft
know
are,
either.
honestly.
I just know from stories that I've written, but apparently Edgecombe's like one of the most talented players in the draft.
Awesome. I could care less what the Sixers do, but
look, I'm a 4-for-4 sports guy. I could care less either.
Yes, NBA draft is tonight.
Kenny?
Yeah, the Mavs took Cooper Flag with the number 1 pick, as of course they were going to do.
Yeah. He calls his dog Crumb. There's a great clip of a former mayor calling a reporter a crumb bum in Philadelphia. It's not well, yeah, we don't talk about Mr. Rizzo anymore. Anyway, Cody versus Orton. Yeah, there's no way I see Cody losing. I can't see them.
Yeah, no.
I can't see him losing. Because you got to get Cody versus Cena.
Yeah,
which means
for sure.
Which means the championship match, Cena versus Punk, Cena's going over. Whether he wins by disqualification or whatever. There's no way they're taking the belt off John Cena in Saudi Arabia.
No.
Unfortunately. Not unfortunately, because I actually don't really want to see Punk with the belt right now. Sorry, Matt.
I don't ever want to see. He's gonna get the title. He for sure will get the title. Yeah, he'll get the title.
We gotta or hear me out from Kenny.
All right, we're gonna I'm gonna put a pin in my thought until we hear you out.
I'm treading water.
But speaking of the draft, no, I'm kidding. I have nothing. I honestly know nobody from college.
Cody versus Punk versus Cena versus Randy at SummerSlam. Oh man, man.
I mean, I could see that. That is a good match
with a Seth cash-in on the champion because they'll all be dead.
Makes
Cody
it even better.
John Cena and raising his hand, and Seth cashing in on Cody.
I could see all of those things happening. I think SummerSlam marks the face turn of John Cena. I think SummerSlam, when he loses to Cody, I think that's when we're going to get Cena back.
Or at
when's
least
SummerSlam? Is SummerSlam in August?
SummerSlam's in August at that toilet bowl up in New Jersey.
Yeah. We definitely
Toilet bowl.
That doesn't hurt my feelings.
I wasn't trying to hurt your feelings.
You are
not really, because it really is a toilet bowl. It's an awful stadium. I went and saw Dave Matthews there years ago, and it was the one concert where Dave Matthews was like, "Yo, I'm not gonna play any songs I'm gonna play all these weird deep cuts that nobody's ever heard of." And we just sat there like, "All right."
I would have been so mad.
We left, and as we're in the parking lot, we hear the drum snare start for Ants Marching. We were like, "Son of a bitch."
Because the crowd's probably throwing shit at him. Like, why?
I don't like the way that stadium is. You're going to be so far away from seeing anything because of how that bowl is. That's why I like the link. You're right there. You're in close. You can see. We were right there.
But I mean, you're in Philly and it stinks there.
It does, but there's a Super Bowl in there.
That's true.
A more recent Super Bowl. You know where there hasn't been a Super Bowl in a long time?
Where?
Dallas. Just wanted to say that.
That makes me happy.
Me too.
I mean, the fatal 4-way for the title at SummerSlam would be great. This is really hard to book, and that's what I really like about wrestling right now.
What, that there's not a bad seat in the link?
No, that there's not really a bad scenario.
No,
with where they can go with things. They have so many stars. They have so many people that right now you can insert them into a world title picture, and you can have a good interaction. You can have a good story. Right? You put LA Knight, you put Logan Paul, you put Cena, you put Punk, you put Rollins, you got Priest, you got Gunther, you have Jay, you have Cody, you have so many options. You got Braun, who's just kind of lingering. You have so many options. Jacob, so many options to make great stories. Now the key is just to make the great story. I hope Obafemi retires John Cena. That's my wish right now.
Like I said, I think John Cena is going out on his back the same way he came in, open challenge. He's not going to have a belt for his last match. It's going to be totally putting over somebody young, whether it be Oba or Ricky or somebody. It's not going to be like a Braun Breaker. It's going to. I think an NXT guy is going to come out. What would be awesome is if it was Joe Hendry. Even though I think the world is kind of cooled on him a little bit right now.
A little.
But
if he came out against Cena, they would not be so cool on him.
No, that's not. No.
Big spot.
Yeah.
But Night of Champions this weekend.
I'm excited.
Big weekend. I just hope that everyone's safe this weekend.
Me too, and I hope it doesn't rain because I'm supposed to watch from the pool. We bring the TV outside and we float in the pool and watch.
I hope you guys have nothing but sunshine, and kendo sticks on Saturday in the pool. Which that sounds painful. Kendo sticks after getting out of the pool, man, that sounds.
Mr. Iguana definitely took Joe Hendry's spotlight.
Touche, he did. But then again, I mean, we haven't heard it.
Nope, haven't heard from him either. That's okay.
Good for him. Yeah, we do. But for now, that is really going to wrap up this week's Island of Relevancy podcast live stream. I guess we could take the podcast out of there because I haven't still mastered that yet.
We'll have to talk. Maybe I can help you with that part.
For sure. But until next week, same bat time, same bat channel, maybe. If Frank don't keep winning
Wednesdays will be better because I have a hockey league on Thursday nights. My Tuesdays are done until fall.
Okay, Wednesdays is great because tomorrow I'm going to see 2 movies, Megan and F1.
Thank you, Ken. Thank T for the thumbnail, because it was the best thumbnail we've ever had. It was phenomenal. If you have not watched our show, you have to go back and just look at the thumbnail that T created for this. Absolutely phenomenal.
I appreciate that. It took me all of 2 seconds.
Hey, greatness recognizes greatness.
You know what? And I appreciate y'all. And I appreciate Matt for showing up. As always, Kenny, thank you so much for coming in. And as always, thank you, Frank, for doing this, man. This is the most fun I have during the week. I get to talk about wrestling. I get to talk about my love for Nia Jax. And I get to talk about my hatred for CM Punk. And that's what really matters here. That's what really matters. But until next week, we'll catch y'all later.